having one database. Okay. So let's say it's some employee database. I'm having an employee table, and in the table, I'm having employee name, age, salary, and the address details. Okay. So I'm having one HR system. So I want to say, I want to see how many leaves their employees are taking, and their in-note system, and their payroll system as well. Okay. So we used to have some web applications, right? So in the browser, I can go to the link and I can able to access that. Okay, so that is called as the front end system. So but in the back end, so the this front end is connected to the back end only. So actually front end does not have enough frameworks to connect to the database directly. Okay, so we need some intermediate layer, which means front end will always run from your local machine browser. Okay, but where the database will be, it may be in cloud, or it may be in different locations. It may be in US, or it may be in UK, or it may be in Australia, and it may be in wherever. Okay, so we are not sure where the table is stored and how it is getting stored, but just we are trying to access the same payroll portal from the UA screen. Okay, so um, at the same time I am having the server. Okay, so the always the server is connected with the backend databases. Okay, so the server also is nothing but it may be in different domains, or it may be in different regions, or it may be in different countries. Okay, for let's say take Amazon S3 server, or else the Google server, or else some Azure based server, or whatever it is. So the they are not sure where I am server is located. Okay, I'm paying some money to for let's say Amazon, and I got some server access. So which means they will allocate some RAM, and they will allocate some main memory, and they will do some configuration for me, so I can directly able to deploy my applications in the allocated container. Okay, so in that container I will have the database configuration. This is the database I need to connect, and this is the password, this is the username, and this is the employee table I need to connect. So all those things I'm having configuration in my server only. Fine, so far clear?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's how the real world, or the real public web application should work, right? So, um, so but the front end, just I will say, this is the URL I need to call. So, for let's say, I'm buying some um, shares. That's a simple thing. Okay, so I'm going to order something or some items in Amazon. Okay, so just I will say, for let's say I am clicking on mobile phone, and I click the buy now option. So until that only, the all the code will run in my browser. Okay, once I click the buy now option, it should go to the server and it should check the available options. Okay, so whether my enter address um, is deliverable area or not. So some kind of check. So until clicking the buy now option only, the front end part. Okay, so once we click the buy now option, there is some request which is um, going from a browser to the server. Okay, so we can see all those things in my networks tab. Okay, so that is called request. Okay, so request in the sense, mm, hey, I need these details. So just we are requesting um, to the server. That's it, and the server is enough capable to respond me. So that is called response, right? So um, server is configured in such a way it will process each and every request and it will send the response back to me. Clear? So
Yeah, you're just breaking up. It's not coming smooth. You're breaking. Are you on a mobile phone or something? I don't know. What's
I'm in Wi-Fi only, so just no, it should not be.
okay?
Still, you are breaking. I am okay. Fine. Let's see. Okay. So
Okay.
let me know once you got really good. Okay. So that is how the real web application will work. Okay. So we are going to see that part later. Okay. So first, let me start with the HTML. Okay. And today and tomorrow maybe I can show some example on how the request is going and how the response I'm getting back from the server and all those things. Okay,
Mm.
so in between I am just opening the document. Okay, so the mostly HTML never change, right? So even if you're going to use uh, Angular or React, and that is also based on the HTML code. Okay, so there is no change in that. Okay, so yep. So basic HTML thing, right? So HTML is called a hypertext markup language, and now we are at HTML5 versions. Okay, and before this, do you install the Visual Studio Code in your laptop?
It's which Visual Studio Code? Yes, I've already got Visual Studio Code.
Okay, so you're having that, right? Okay, fine then, fine. So that is enough to.
I'll just check. Hang on. Yes.
Okay, so that is enough
Yeah,
to.
Visual Studio Code I've got.
Okay, fine. So that's
Yep.
enough to start with the HTML, right? So we will see the HTML5 versions. Okay, so that is the most advanced versions, and it will support both mm, audio and videos as well. Okay, and this is so mostly HTML CSS are the front end languages, right? So HTML is just to display the content whatever I want to show in a web page, and CSS is kind of adding styles into the HTML. So it's a kind of makeup things. So we can add the colors or we can add the fonts. Okay, all those things. That is how the HTML CSS. Right. Let
Yeah.
me start again. So just I will come to the Hello World program and see these are the syntaxes. So like this, we need to mention the document type HTML. So the these are some old versions. Okay, but at HTML5 is enough. So the like this, we need to mention the documents type, document type, HTML document type, HTML document. So anyone we can opt. Okay, and always there will be one head tag, right? So it will start with this HTML tag, and inside HTML I am having one head tag, and inside head I will have the title tag. Okay, so the first tag always will be HTML, and under HTML we will have head, and another child is body. So in the body only we are going to write our content. So whatever we want to display in a particular web page. So all the code should reside here in the body. Okay. So this is how. So document type HTML, HTML head, title, head, body. So this is how the real HTML will looks like. Okay. For let's say if we run this program, then just we will get this hello world in the browser. Okay. So parties mean starting tag and parties mean ending tag here. So in line number 2, right? So that is called as starting tag for HTML, and line number 8. So the closing tag for HTML is there, right? So and always that starting tag should start with these brackets, and the ending tag will always contains the slash and the corresponding tags. Okay. So same thing again. So if I am starting the head tag in line number 3, and in line number 5 I am just closing my head tag. Okay. And again, so line number 6 I am starting my body tag, and line number 8 just closing my body tag. Okay. So inside body, whatever I am having, it will display in the browser basically. So this is the actual code of some simple HTML stuff. Okay. I will run this program after some time. Okay. So before this, I want to convey some more things as well. Okay. So this is called as start tag and ending tag. Okay. So the same thing mentioned here on the title, whatever in the title tag. So are giving, so it will display in the top of the page. Okay. So let's say here, see this exercise. Okay. So what I'm trying to display here, the contact info. So the title will be contact info, and in the body, just I'm displaying the name and roll number. And we move on. So we are having something called headings. So what is in the headings? Okay. So headings, we should start with the H tags. Okay. So each tag will have one specific size, like bigger, biggest, big, and normal, and smallest and smallest. So there will be some 6 kind of heading tag. Okay. So where is the example for that? Okay. And I can able to do the bold, italic, and underline, and I can able to write the subscript, superscript, and I can able to write the paragraph and line breaks, all those things in the HTML. So like how we will work in the Word document, right? So all those things we can do from the HTML file also. So we can add the images, and we can add the videos, all those stuff. So we can able to highlight some text. Okay. So we can play with that. And what is called attributes here? So always HTML will works based on the key values there. Okay. So for let's say here, I'm giving HTML languages EN, which means EN stands for English, right? So here the lang is called as key, and the EN is known as the value. Okay. So like this. So the key should be unique. It won't have the duplicate values. Okay. So At this place, the lang is called as one of the attributes for the HTML tag. Okay, and the see here paragraph. So the P refers paragraph here, right? So PID is called P1, P2, and here ID is the attribute for the para tag. Okay, so ID should be always unique. See this one again. Okay, so here I'm writing the class. So what's the difference between ID and the class? Okay, so ID should be unique for each and every attribute. Okay, so but let's say you should not give P1 again in the second tag. Clear?
Sorry, what? See, you shouldn't. So, no, I don't understand. So you said P1 and P2, so that's the different because so that's paragraph 1, paragraph 2, correct?
Yes. ID should be unique. Okay, so that's what I'm coming. So you should not have the same P1 ID for the second paragraph. Okay, so why in the sense I will tell the reason. So by default, HTML will follow the DOM based structure. Okay, so what is mean by DOM based structure in the sense document object model? Okay, so it's a kind of three things. Okay, for let's say, okay, I will just give me a minute. I will open the just a second. Are you
Yep.
able to see the,
Yep.
see the diagram? So this is how back of the browser. I mean the HTML will follow this hierarchy only. Okay, so see always this parent node is HTML. Okay, under this HTML I am having two child nodes, head and body. Okay, so under this head I can have the title and the script and the CSS files. Okay, so that's it. Head ends here, but in the body only we can have multiple contents. Okay, and the multiple items. So depends on our web page size. It will keep on grow like this. Div. So we can have multiple pieces on it. Okay, so for let's say here this HTML is having some ID called one. Okay, and the head is having some leave the head. Take like this. Okay, so this two div, right? One div is this one, another div is this. So for this div is having ID one, and this div is having ID two. What is mean by ID first? So for let's say in our employee, we should also some unique ID. Okay, so each ID will refer each employee. Or let's say students. Okay, so for each student will have one particular unique ID. Okay, so here also the same pattern. If we are giving the same ID more than one div, then how can we differentiate those divs? If we are giving more student ID or employee ID more than one person, it will be difficult to differentiate them, right? Am I clear? So
If you
that,
give more than one person, you said.
yes. If we are going to provide same employee ID for more than one employees, then what will happen? We will get conflict, right? So
Yeah.
to maintaining the payroll system or maintaining the attendance system, it will be difficult to maintain the order. So that's the same concept here. ID should be unique for a particular element. Okay, so if we are going to give some ID 1, 2, 3 or ABC or anything for one of the element, then we should not use the same ID into other element for a particular HTML page, for a corresponding page. Okay, so try to maintain the unique ID. So that is why they are giving two paragraph here, and they are mentioning the P1, P2. Read this document to be clear. Okay, ID attribute is just like your roll number. This is unique for all HTML elements. Okay, and so and you can go through this also. Okay, so while coming to the class, right? So, but class may have the same class name. So, since by using the class name, I can able to write some common CSS. Okay. So, for let's say class is nothing but separating by gender, male or female. Okay, or separating by the level or the designation. Okay, so I will have some group of people as developer. Okay, and we can have some other group of people as a managers. So we can able to classify them, right? So that's how the class comes, and we can able to write some separate colors for the fruits: apple, mango, orange. If you want to write some separate colors or font size for the vegetables, then we should have some class called vegetables for them. Okay, so that's how ID and class will differ from each other. Okay, and the title tag. So I mentioned earlier. So it's a title for a particular paragraph. Okay, and the style attribute, it's to make the change the font color or something like that. Okay, and the href is to display the URLs or the links in a particular web page. Okay, and the src alt these tags which is used to do display the images. Okay, ART refers the alternative tags. Okay, see this example here. IMG. Sorry. So the SRC will be your image name. Okay, so just we need to mention the image path here, and if there is any chance is to the image is getting corrupted, then we can give the ALT tag. ALT refers the alternative tag.
Oh, ALT.
Hmm?
ALT, you mean ALT?
Yes, ALT.
Okay.
Okay, so that is called as alternative tag. Okay, and the headings. So I told you earlier, so for to display the headings like this, H1, H2, H3, H4, so each will have different sizes. Okay,
I
so
can't
like
see screen if you're showing me because
you can able to see, right? So this is H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. So each will display the tags in different sizes. Okay, if you are writing H1 like this, heading H1 and H1. So if you're writing this, then it will give the output like this. So all should put you need to write in under the body tag only. Okay, and this is the command is to command the line. So if you don't want to display any of the items, then you can just simply command that out. And the p refers paragraph, right? P refers paragraph, and if you are giving p tag and you are learning HTML, you are learning CSS, then it will display the output like this. So each will start in a separate line. Okay, and what is mean by BR and what is mean by HR? Okay, HR in the sense horizontal rule. So it will display one line like this. See, horizontal line. If you are giving P and you are learning HTML and not HR tag, and if you are writing this, so it will display the line in between. Okay, that's the thing. So HR refers horizontal rule, that's it. Okay, and the line break. Line break is referred as BR done. So if you want to end the line forcefully and you want to start the new line, then you can use this. So see here, follow class colors and the BR. So the first line got ended in the output. And the welcome to HTML paragraphing. So the second line starts. And the third line. Hope you are all right. So if we want to have line closed forcefully, then we can use the BR tag. Okay. And then we'll move on. So this is to highlighting the test. So for let's say if you, it's a kind of marking something in your book, right? So we used to mark the important keywords while we are studying. So the same thing you can also do like this. So in the paragraph, if you write MARK and inside this MARK, so whatever we are giving, it is get automatically marked in the yellow color like this. Okay. So it will be like that. And
so why was the okay, mark, okay, and then
okay.
Yellow color, where are you giving the yellow color command?
So by default, it will mark the yellow color. Okay. So, but if we want to change the color, then we need to configure in our CSS. In CSS, just I need to add the mark tag like here, mark and the set bracket. Okay. And the background color, if you are giving red, then it will come in red color. Okay. If you are giving the background color is for the background color and the color is for the font color. Okay. So both are different, right? And moving into the bold, italic, underline. If you want to display some text in bold, then you should encode with a B tag here. See, this is HTML and CSS. So in this sentence, only HTML and CSS will be the bold color. Okay. I mean the bold format.
Right.
So if you want to manually mention the font type as bold, and then you can also able to do like this. See the span style font weight as bold. I think both are same only. Okay, so there's not much different. So the first thing is in HTML itself, we are having to make the text as bold, or I can go with complete CSS also like this. Span style font weight bold. So like this also we can able to go. Both are same in case. Okay. So the same thing for italic as well. So if I'm giving I, and then it will make the corresponding text in the italic format. Okay, maybe you can see the below example here, right? And if we want to make some underline text like this, okay, and we need to use the U. U refers underline, right? So only the tags will differ. B, U, I. Okay. So if we are giving like this, then this whatever word I'm giving inside the U tag, it will get getting underlined. And the abbreviations. So for let's say if you want to display something 𝐬𝐿, and the mouse over, it will to the full definition, like this 𝐬𝐿 organization. So something like that. Then we need to use the tags like this ABBR and title 𝐬𝐿 organization, and we need to put the caption here 𝐬𝐿 and the HTML. So it will display like this. Okay.
So we need to put World Health Organization and then WHO, because if you just
Yes.
abbreviation,
Yes.
we can just put in WHO and that it will still show.
No, it won't show. In the title, we need to mention. So since it is running from our local machine, how we should know? So let's say we are having one like abbreviation like this, and HTML is not enough to find for all the abbreviations, right? Okay. So for the same thing, we may have some other abbreviations also. Okay. So we need to give this.
And where is the underline? Because it's underlining WHO. Where is the underline?
That will come automatically while we have used ABBR abbreviation tag. Okay.
Okay.
It's part of that.
Right.
And we'll move on. So for let's say if you want to display some deleted simple like this and the crossover like this, then we can use the DEL here. See, DEL and C++. So it will say this got deleted. Okay. And like the same inserted. So here after DEL, I am adding one more attribute called INS in the HTML. So it will say like this. Okay. HTML and the strike end. So strike end, just you want to strike the lines. Okay, you should try HTML resization. So this will be like this. The strike end test in HTML so on that the given information is no longer correct. Okay, so this is for the strike end and superscript subscript. Okay, so SUB and SUP. So for let's say this thing, if you want to display some mathematical formulas or mathematical connotations, so this will comes into the picture, right? Superscript, subscript. So we can use like this also. Okay, SUB in SUP. So it will give the corresponding things. So are we clear so far?
Yep.
Okay, fine. So yep, and we will move to the CSS now. Okay, CSS I have already told it is known as cascading style sheet. Okay, it is used to change the font color or change the background color, or I can able to add some styles, or I can able to make my website as a colorful pattern with some images and videos and all those things is happening by using the CSS only. Okay, so without CSS, imagine the browser. It will be ordinary black and white, black and white theme text only. Okay, so and without CSS, we can't able to add the any colors on it. Okay, so that is why CSS is must for most of the websites. Okay, so in the CSS file, let's say simple, I can able to add the color in the line itself. So for let's say I am having one p tag like this. So here, if you want to change the font color, then just you need to have the attribute called style. Okay, style, and then equal. You need to mention the color as red. So if If you are giving like this, then it will display the output in a red color font, inline style sheet. Okay. So this is one way. So in the HTML code itself, I can able to give the CSS. Okay. And another one is internal style sheet. What is internal style sheet in the sense, right? In the same HTML, I can able to allocate some specific portion for the CSS where I need to allocate inside the style tag. So after head, see in the tree structure also we saw, right? So see in HTML under head, there is some two tags mentioned. One is title and script. Okay. Another one is style. So style or link, whatever it is. Okay. So I can able to write the style tag. So the same style only here I'm giving in the HTML itself. That is called inline style sheet. Okay. And this is called internal style sheet. The same thing. Just I need to give the styles and in the head part itself. See, style, it gets started here and ended here. And I'm changing the background color of my body, powder blue. And I am changing my H1 font color as blue and the peak font color as red. Okay, so my output will be like this: heading example, paragraph example. Okay, the same thing. If this is the case, then it will applicable for all the H1 tags. Okay, in this case, it will only applicable for this P tag alone. Okay, but if I am going to give like this internal statement, then it will applicable for all the H1 and all the P tags, which is available in the whole HTML page. Which means I can have more than one H1 tags, I can have more than one paragraph tag, right? So it will be like that. So I can have more than one tags also. Okay, so that is another advantages of using the internal style sheet. Okay, so the tag pattern is external style sheet. For let's say I don't want to merge my HTML with CSS, then I can put some another file into my notepad and the file name extension should be .css. Okay, so just for that you need to cut the code inside the style tag and you need to put that code into the separate file. So maybe we can call the file name as external style.cs or anything is fine. Okay, so like this. So this is called as external style sheet. Why we are calling this as external? So since we have moved our CSS code out of the HTML, so it is become external part now. That's the reason. Okay, so these are the three ways to define out HTML code. So mostly we can follow the internal or external. So based on our need basically. So we can choose how the way we want. Are you able to see my screen now?
Yeah.
Or you can able to see the whiteboard, right?
Yeah.
So see, I am just retrying. Okay, so the parent tag will be HTML as I told. Okay, under this head and under this head, I will have the title, right? Title, and here I will have the body tag. Okay, inside this body, I can have the div, and I will have the p tag, and I have all the tags like this. So, but in the head, I will have only the title, okay, and I will have the script tag as well. So, script in the sense, if suppose I want to add any of the JavaScript tags, okay, or the CSS, consider CSS or script, okay. So, this will be the tree structure, okay. So, always my parent tag or the ancestor tag will be my HTML tag only, okay. Under this, I will get an body, and this body only I will have all my web content here. What I want to display. Okay, so that is how the HTML will work. This whole structure is looks like the DOM. I mean the tree structure, right? So this tree structure is called as DOM-based model. Okay, DOM in the sense document object models. Okay, so each one references a node here. Okay, so and in the node we will have parents and children, something like that. But this structure is known as DOM-based structure.